While I was competing, I saw laxatives, I saw caffeine pills, diet pills, things that probably shouldn't be sold on a market. I saw prescription drug abuse, you name it. I've not had water for 24 hours ahead of a swimsuit competition so that I would dehydrate myself to the point of you can see my muscles. And I'm not the only one.
I was working out a lot. I wasn't eating much. Tuna and lettuce, that's basically what I had to eat almost every meal. And I was just horribly sad. I was sad and I was miserable.
I started competing in the Miss America organization, and second year I competed, a coach walked up to me on stage and said, if you'd have lost 10 pounds, you would have won. And I was 14 years old. And so that commentary really stuck with me. And quite frankly, I'm 33 years old and it's still stuck with me. I think there are more young women who have body image issues, eating disorders, and potentially mental health issues due to competing in the swimsuit portion of competition than don't.
I was constantly told that I was way too curvy, which is insane because I would have never thought at a size 0 to 2 that I would be perceived as curvy. The straight, stick thin body type was like the gold standard. Like it wasn't like the Kardashian super curvy like it is now.
It was an unrealistic standard to set, and it's an unrealistic standard to maintain. Not to mention adding an entire other layer of the experience of being Miss America with having been fat shamed. My weight was a topic of discussion across the country.
When I competed at Miss America, there were women who unfortunately were currently struggling with eating disorders. One woman would only eat baby food, so she just brought baby food jars with her, and that's all she would have. There were so many women getting sick. The sick list kept growing every day. They were missing rehearsals, and some of that had to do with, were you taking care of yourself or not?
I knew getting rid of the swimsuit would eventually, in the end, save lives.
You battled with anorexia.
Yes, I did.
What gifts did that give you?
Oh my goodness, I would never have changed my struggle for my life. I've learned so much.
It's a horrible, horrible, dark cycle of, like, self-abuse. I sunk down into that hole really fast. Because at first it's intoxicating, but then it becomes deadly. But you can't get out.
So what was the darkest moment then that made you change what you were doing to yourself?
It was when I saw that I was not going to be able to accomplish the things in life that I wanted to accomplish because I could die. And I have always been someone with huge dreams.
I knew how much pressure the swimsuit placed on the women competing, but I saw it get worse. The body type was getting thinner and more muscular. You saw this transformation of girls from like formerly happy, extroverted, outgoing women to just zombies. I saw the negative impact it was having on young women, those who we wanted to be role models for. And I saw that it was not worth it anymore. Those eyeballs of those young, vulnerable girls are more important than you feeling good about walking on stage in a swimsuit. Sorry, swimsuit does not need to be a part of it.
One of the traditions that the Miss Americas have is that we get together once a year. This particular reunion that we had was in Florida, and Gretchen flew in for about 3 hours and talked to us about some of the changes that were going to be taking place in the Miss America organization. The biggest change being that of the elimination of swimsuit. And we were all directly told that ABC would not air the pageant if we had the swimsuit portion of competition. A lot of us were very disappointed to hear that announcement. We also knew that if the fate of the organization and being televised hinged on the swimsuit competition, then that's a sacrifice that we were willing to make at the altar of wanting to survive.
And so with that very stark reality, there was only one way to proceed because the competition literally was months away.
The Miss America organization announced today that they are banishing the signature bikini portion of the pageant.
I found out they're eliminating swimsuit from the competition, I believe by an email, and then an hour later by an Instagram post. Some of us had no idea this was even an idea.
It's a horrible, dark cycle of abuse.
You stand up against us, we will terminate you.
We wanted people to understand who they were dealing with.